Boop, boop. I really wish we could, we should have Jake in here. He'd figure it out. He'd just sit back. There we are. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Welcome to the IRS Radio Hour podcast. We're getting it set up because Attorney Stephen Leahy does all of the technical work.
I'm an expert.
And that man is always
the man, the myth, the legend.
It's always spot
does
on.
all the technical work as well.
Again, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. We hope that you guys enjoy the show. A lot of good content for you today, especially for you folks who are having IRS-related issues. And without further ado, Attorney Stephen Leahy.
Me, I didn't get my intro. We don't have an intro for this show. For me,
I'm working on it. I'll work on your big reveal music.
But we do have an intro for the show, but we haven't done the show yet. We're going to do the show in just a couple of minutes. We're going to go to the show.
That's right. And before we do, remember, Open Tax Resolution is there for you, 312-664-6649. And also, too, go to chicagotaxteam.com. I want to mention as well, for all you big Blackhawks fans out there that are in the Chicagoland area, next Thursday, May 24th, 7 to 8:30, Dennis Savard is going to be at Half Day Brewing Company signing autographs. That's right, Dennis Savard, Hall of Famer, the savoir-faire, will be there.
He's everywhere.
He is everywhere. He will be at Half Day Brewing from 7 until 8:30. Start putting in your reservations now. The event is starting to book up. So remember, Half Day Brewing Company in Lincolnshire.
What's their website?
It's going to be, I'm looking right now. This is good that I'm doing this now instead of when I'm live.
They did it crooked.
Just go to halfdaybrewing.com. You're going to have more information there. The Facebook page will have information. For tickets, contact AMS Chicago, 847-913-0177, or amshelpspeople@gmail.com. Send them an email about tickets for the Dennis Savard autograph session. It's going to be a good time. I'll be there. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we hope
you should go anyway.
That's right.
Okay. So we're going to start the show at any time.
Pursuant to Internal Revenue Service guidance, be advised that any federal tax advice contained in this program is not intended to be used, and it cannot be used by any person or entity for the purpose of avoiding any tax penalties that may be imposed by the Internal Revenue Service or any other U.S. federal taxing authority or agency, or promoting, marketing, or recommending to another party any transaction or matter addressed in this show. The opinions expressed by the host and the guests are their own and may not be used as authoritative advice. Any use of this material without the written consent of the host is strictly prohibited.
You're listening to the IRS Radio Hour with your host, Attorney Stephen Leahy, on AM 560, The Answer. Tune in every week at 5 for an informative discussion about IRS obligations, credit card debt, mortgage default, collection activity, and how to resolve these legal issues using tax resolution, debt settlement, mortgage loan modification, foreclosure defense, and bankruptcy. Your host is Stephen Leahy, and the principal at Open Tax Resolutions and the law office of Stephen Leahy, PC. Stephen is the author of Deal with Your IRS Problems Today. IRS and debt issues are serious, but there is help. There are resolutions. So get ready and take notes during the IRS Radio Hour. And now, here's your host, Attorney Stephen Leahy.
Hello, Chicago taxpayers. We are coming to you from Studio C here at AM 560 The Answer. This is the IRS Radio Hour.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Now, this show's sponsored by the law office of Stephen A. Leahy, PC. That's me. And Opum Tax Resolutions.
God bless you, Opum Tax Resolution.
Opum helps people solve IRS problems.
Do they really?
Yes, they do. And we help people with audits and levies, liens and garnishments, collections, unfiled tax returns, and payroll tax issues. We also help people with mortgage foreclosures, loan modifications, bankruptcy, and other debt-related issues. So if you have any of these problems, or if you know someone who does, give us a call at 312-664-6649. Again, that number is 312-664-6649. 6649, or visit us on the web at chicagotaxteam.com. I want to introduce our technical producer, Deborah Schreiner.
Hey, guys. Good to see you both.
It's another week, Deborah. Here we are.
Yeah.
Springtime is coming. I wish it was here.
It's getting warmer each day.
I wish it were.
I wish it were true, because it is. I'll tell you what, by the lake, that is. I hate Lake Michigan. I can't stand it. Except when it's like August.
That voice that you heard there is, before he was introduced, is my nephew, my co-host, my realtor, my very good friend, Jim Leahy.
This is my partner, Radio Star. I'm afraid your video will kill him.
That's not true. The camera has loved me since I've been a baby.
I love that show. I love that show.
I love that
Psych,
show.
For all of you who didn't catch
Deborah
that.
Schreiner, best in the business. I say it every week. Thank you so much for tuning in.
This is my Radio Star. Video will kill him. I love that.
Welcome to the IRS Radio Hour, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you're having a wonderful weekend. More content-driven material coming your way, but before we do that, we want to mention OPM Tax Resolution is sponsoring the show. Give those good folks a call, 312-664-6649, or visit chicagotaxteam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. And Attorney Stephen Leahy, he's right. I am this show's realtor. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Chicagoland area, you give me a call. Jim Leahy with @Properties, 847-271-3695. Without further ado, let's just...
Well, before we do that, because I want to talk, I am a member of the, as you are, Jim, as Deborah is, a member of the AM 560 The Answer family. And our family had a gathering last night at the Bolingbrook Golf Club with Larry Elder, also a member of the family, because he's on the... and Dan Proft, also a member of the family. And everybody else that's there. It was a great event. We smoked cigars like it was old time. And we sat around, smoked cigars, had cocktails, and listened to political talk. It was a great night. And I want to thank the AM 560 management for allowing me to attend. It was a great night.
And you said Larry shared a lot of great stories, right?
And yeah, I got a book. He has a new book out. Oh, I wish I had the book with me, about his father. And it was very, the smoke got in my eyes a little bit.
I gotta go outside.
A little teary. It was emotional stories, but it was really good. And again, the guy, I've listened to Larry Elder many, on the radio. He's on after Joe Walsh from 7 to 9, I believe, here on AM 560. The Answer. And so you should listen to Larry Elder on from 7 to 9 on AM 560. The Answer. Okay, but because it's a great show, guys. The guy's got amazing. It was an amazing night, and so I wanted.
What station is he on?
He's on AM 560. The Answer. Okay, let's go to the
news roundup.
Review and comment on the news.
There's a lot of no's. There's a lot of.
I just wanted to put that in there before we went to the news because that was a great. Okay, go.
There's a lot of good news this week. I wanted to say thank you so much to @Properties in Bannockburn for the ribbon cutting ceremony, which I was at. Great event. We had a great turnout. Brand new office.
Some local elected officials.
Local elected officials such as Jake Leahy,
a member of the school board,
got to come and shake hands and it was real good.
He was saying he posted it on his page too, and he made a good point. Is that welcome @Properties to Bannockburn, that they can bring in nice families for our school district, and that's a big help. That's good.
Well, before, too, I want to make a mention of this. Ladies and gentlemen, so this is Sunday. We record Friday. But next Thursday, May 24th, come meet Blackhawks legend Dennis Savard at Half Day Brewing Company. He's going to be signing autographs. There is going to be a fee for him, but hey, for a Hall of Famer, you're really missing out if you don't come. Savoir Faire's everywhere, ladies and gentlemen, and he'll be signing autographs in your hair if you dare. So...
as long as you don't care.
That's right. 7 p.m. to 8:30 at Half Day Brewing Company in Lincolnshire. That's 200 Village Green, Lincolnshire. 847-821-6933. Put your reservations in now because it's going to be a great night with Blackhawks legend Dennis Savard at Half Day Brewing Company.
Did you want to talk about some other news? That,
well, I did want to send out my condolences to the families of those who have lost their lives, or the kids who've lost their lives.
I'm getting tired of saying that.
Me too. I said that the last time.
And I was listening to I shouldn't say watch it. I was listening to it on the radio, and they had all the elected officials step forth, and everybody says the same thing. We need your thoughts and prayers, and that goes without saying that we're all praying for them, and then the left will go crazy. We need more than that.
But the kid didn't use an AR-15. Well, from my knowledge, from what I read, that he used a shotgun.
And
but again, this is Friday.
He's trying to bomb everything.
There were pipe bombs, pressure cookers. I mean, he had everything placed up. That guy was.
There's nothing you could do to stop that. You can't outlaw pressure cookers, Jim. You can't be like London and have and try to have a knife ban. It just doesn't make sense. You've seen though in Paris last week they had a guy kill a lot of people with knives.
You have to make schools like prisons now. You just say where people
prisons keep people in. We're trying to keep people out. That's a different thing. So it's not like a prison, okay? Because you can leave.
Like make them like a fortress.
A fortress is correct. But our children are our biggest assets.
I know, but
aren't they?
What are you going to do?
So we need to protect them.
These people, this is like a fad, and it's weird to say, but it is like a fad because again, this is getting so much attention. These people that have these mentally ill individuals see this, go, I can,
and it feeds right into it, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
The more that we talk about it, the more it's going to happen. If we would just not talk about it, it's hard not to talk about it. Although they won't talk about when good things happen, like I mentioned to Jim. Well, it's like this week in Dixon, Illinois, where a police officer shot a guy who before he came in and hurt anybody. And Jim said, "I didn't hear that story." So he didn't even hear the story. It's not getting the play that it deserves because they should know, as you pointed out. Maybe I think in our podcast that maybe if they had harsher punishments, maybe this wouldn't happen. But can't get more harsh that you're not going to accomplish your goal. You can't go to a school and accomplish this. We have to prevent it. And maybe if we can prevent it, then we won't have these stories, and we're not getting into this fad. So anyway, it's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah, don't worry, Texas Mayor slams Congress. Spare us your thoughts and prayers and do your job. Do our job.
I told you, spare your thoughts and prayers. I knew that was coming when someone says that our thoughts and prayers are with. Spare those. Just do your job. Your job is what you think it is, which is take away all of our rights. And that still wouldn't help. In this case, it wouldn't even help.
No, it wouldn't, because this person is trying to kill people.
That's what I love about all of their solutions.
We have a problem in our society where people are trying to take lives. How do you stop that?
If you're going to propose a solution, then have the solution solve the problem. Otherwise, it's not a solution.
There is no solution. You need armed guards in schools. That's what it comes down to. These gun-free zones don't work. People will die.
I agree.
Anyway, ladies,
there's more that I wanted
on this. I know there's more too.
I know.
But we're running short on time.
I want to talk about spies in the Trump administration.
What are we going to be doing for the show?
Talk about
okay, what are we going to do? Tell everybody what you can do for the show.
In our blog segment, I'm going to talk about that. I know who you are. And
That's weird.
And I know it is weird, but I know who you are, and I know you have a secret.
Okay, so you're going to tell us more about that. That's the next segment. Then we're going to do Mr. Know-It-All. We're going to talk about levies,
levies and bank levies and how that works. Because I have a specific question about bank levies.
And we got a great show lined up for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, Open Tax Resolutions is there for you. 312-664-6649 or visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we got a great content-driven show for you. So get that pen and piece of paper out, start taking notes, because this is valuable information. Or go onto YouTube and watch our live podcast every Friday. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned here on AM 560.
The Answer.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we do say to go on to our live podcast and watch. But remember, that is in no way, shape, or form trying to take away from Salem Broadcasting and AM 560 The Answer. We want you to support Salem's sponsors, such as Open Tax Resolutions, such as, what is the...
Tom Sadeka.
Tom Sadeka.
Precision Payroll.
Thank you so much.
Of America.
Thank you. I do apologize for that.
I saw him last night.
Please listen to the sponsors. They're there for. These are great sponsors.
I wanted to mention that because he was a sponsor of the event last night. Tom Sadeka, saw him last night. He brought a bunch of police officers with him. So there was he had a table of 5 or 6 police officers, and Mr. Ahern, I believe is his name, who's the guy from 100 Club, who they're having the golf outing coming up. Do you know the date of that, Debbie? I don't know. There's a golf outing coming up from AM 560, The Answer. And I'm going to be there. I don't know in what capacity I'm going to be there. I'm not as a golfer. I'm not going to golf. But I'm going to have either a table.
Why aren't you going to golf?
I haven't golfed in a long time, but although I might because they still have some foursomes open.
I'm bad at golf.
Most people are, Jim. Even those who golf all the time.
I don't like it. Never been a golfer. Never enjoyed it.
I get it. I understand. But I might put together a foursome. They give this business benefactor program, they call it. So if you buy it, they give you a bunch of radio ads too. Not that I don't need any more radio ads because I have a lot of radio ads. But I can't have too many, Jim.
No,
can't have too many.
What have we learned, ladies and gentlemen? You know what we've learned?
June 14th,
June
2018
14th.
is the golf outing. It will be at Bolingbrook Golf Club, where you just were.
That's right. And again, what a beautiful facility that is. I mean, it's a public golf course, but you wouldn't know about walking through that facility. It's a beautiful facility. I mean, it really is. They have a nice restaurant down there, as I mentioned, the Nest, and I've never golfed there, but according to Dan Proft, who's a golfer, he says it's a beautiful golf course. So I'll have to go defer to him and say that it's a beautiful golf course. So come on out and join us out there. I'm going to be out there again, whether I'm golfing or some other, maybe I'll have a table or some sort of support that I can do for this organization. Because this supports the 100 Club, and the 100 Club is an organization that helps the families of downed officers and firefighters.
There can't be a better organization.
I agree with that. Now, I've been involved with them for many, many years now. I have a very good friend of mine, John Ganley, and he always bought a table. They had a fundraiser every year. This goes back 20 years, more than that probably. And every year we would go out to this, me and John and your dad would go to this fundraiser and have a nice dinner.
Hey, Johnny!
Hey, Johnny. That's right.
For people police officers who have been killed in the line of duty.
They help their families. That's right. They send their kids to college, and they help them right after the event.
Awesome.
So it's I was going to say worthwhile. It's a more than worthwhile event, cause. So to help those who've given the ultimate sacrifice and their families, which is really they've given the ultimate sacrifice, their loved one.
So you're going to be there Thursday,
I'm going to be
June
there.
14th.
I'm going to do all I can to be out there. Yes. So, okay, let's do the next segment.
Welcome back to the IRS Radio Hour with attorney Stephen Leahy. Stephen has helped hundreds of Chicagoans recover from financial disaster, and he wants to help you and your family. There are resolutions, and you will hear about all those resolutions during today's informative discussion on the IRS Radio Hour on AM 560 The Answer. Now, here's your host, attorney Stephen Leahy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You see that, attorney Stephen Leahy?
You scared me.
Sometimes I know things. Sometimes I know things about you. I knew what you were going to say.
You frightened me.
Remember Deborah did that once. Ow! Ladies and gentlemen, we have fun on this show. I did take attorney Stephen Leahy's thunder, but I do apologize. This is the IRS Radio Hour on AM 560.
Ow!
The Answer. Bring it together. Bring it together.
So
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I know you have. You wanted to.
No,
talk
I actually was gonna say, ladies and gentlemen, open text resolution is there for you. 312-664-6649 or visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's gonna be your hub to help fight the IRS. I also did want to mention, too, again, I brought it up in the first segment, I'll bring it up again. This Thursday, May 24th, from 7 to 8:30, Dennis Savard, Blackhawks legend, is going to be at Half Day Brewing Company at 200 Village Green, Lincolnshire. It's up in, again, Half Day Brewing Company up in Lincolnshire, 7 p.m., 8:30. Come meet Dennis Savard, get a picture, get an autograph. Great event.
I'm going to be there too because I want Dennis Savard's autograph. I don't have that. I have many autographs because we've talked a lot about that on that show. But anyway, let's go into the next segment.
It's the blog segment. The blog. The blog.
This is the blog segment, and I always talk about things that are happening in my office. Okay, and what I want to tell you is that I know who you are.
What?
I know you're a lawyer. You're a doctor. You're a financial planner.
What about me?
You're not any of those things.
But
you're a realtor. You're a realtor. You own your own company. You have a landscaping firm. You're a printer.
I did that too.
I can go on.
You're
and
a
on.
butcher.
You're a butcher.
You're a baker.
You're a candlestick maker. That's true. Because people do all these things. It's true, and they start their own business, and they're very good at what they do. Okay, and that's what drove them to start their own business and open up, hang the shingle, as they say, and invite people to come and hire you to help them, and you're afraid, and I know why you're afraid. You're afraid because somebody might find out your secret. You have a secret, and you don't want anybody to know. Because if they know these things about you, you're afraid that it's going to affect your business, and people won't want to come to you. Especially if I'm a financial planner, or if I'm a doctor or a lawyer, and I have IRS problems, and nobody knows it, and I'm ashamed of it, and I can't sleep at night because of it. And I'm trying, and I like to put my head in the sand and pretend it's not there. But every night it's there. It won't go away. It keeps getting bigger, and I try to ignore it. But so I don't do my tax returns because I'm afraid to do my tax returns because I'm afraid that if I do my tax returns, that'll tell the IRS to come after me. And if I don't do them, maybe they won't know that I haven't done it, and they'll leave me alone, and I can live in the shadows. But let me tell you this: there are no shadows for the IRS. There isn't a radar. They don't have a radar screen. Everything's on computers. Okay? They know you haven't filed. They know you haven't paid. This is all it does, though, is it takes time for the IRS to come after you. Okay? Because they know you haven't paid. They know you haven't filed. They just don't have the manpower to send somebody over today. But you're on the list. They're coming after you. You know that they're coming. You know it. And that's what you're afraid of. You're afraid that they're going to come after you, and then everybody's going to know, and your secret's going to be out.
That's terrifying.
It is terrifying, and that's why you can't sleep at night. And that's why it's having an effect on all your life.
Remember we had that commercial here on AM 560, The Answer. We had that commercial talking about how you guarantee a good night's sleep.
Exactly. And this is what, and I tell all my clients this last week.
Are you trying to sell a pillow? That's actually how the commercial.
Actually, I had a client, and again, she was telling me she can't sleep. But now what I always tell people is, once you hand me the problem, you've done all you can. You can get a good night's sleep because now I'm going to handle the problem. And I guarantee I'll do all I can to help you solve this problem. And maybe your secret won't get out because there won't be a secret anymore because we have taken care of it and we've solved it. And you're not hiding it anymore. And you don't have to have this thing that you think nobody knows about, because you're competent, you're great, the work you do. And you think it's a fraud, that you're somehow defrauding people because you're really not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And this is what happens. The IRS would prefer you didn't start your own business. But you know that running your own business is the only real freedom there is in America. Okay? And
amen, sir.
And you want to
hear.
And you want to keep your business. Right? Because what will happen is they'll come and shut you down. You don't want them to shut you down. I had a client come in just last week, hasn't filed in almost 20 years, running a business, hasn't filed a tax return. And of course, for the last 10 years, been driving him crazy. I had another client hired me, afraid to tell his wife, right? Because even his wife doesn't know. He's kept the secret from his own wife. She has no idea that they're having this problem. Okay, so again, not only are you afraid that your customers are going to find out, you're afraid your wife is going to find out. The problem is she's going to find out. So, but better she finds out and realizes that you're trying to solve the problem than to find out by going to the bank and finding out that there isn't any money in the bank because the IRS has taken all the money, or they've shut your business down and you aren't in business anymore and you can't be in business anymore because the IRS has closed you down. And then she'll find out, and then it'll really be bad. And again, then everybody will know because your customers will come to you and there won't be a business for your customers and you won't be able to help the people. And I know that's what you want to do. That's why you started your business, to help people. That's why we all start our business. That's why I started my business. That's why Jim started his business as a realtor, because we want to help people. And if they close you down, you won't be able to help anybody, and you won't be able to help your own family. And you won't be able to hire someone to help you solve the problem because they'll take all your money and you won't have an opportunity and your ability to make more money. So you won't be able to solve the problem. Okay, so get ahead of this. I know the secret. You don't be afraid to tell me about it because I already know the secret. I hear it all the time, and I want to help you. That's what I do, okay? All the great things you do to help your clients, that's what I do to help my clients, okay? And you could be one of my clients, and I will help you solve the problem, and we will protect you from the IRS, and we'll come up with a plan to help you solve your IRS problem, and we'll keep that. We'll solve the secret. There won't be a secret to hide anymore, and you'll be able to sleep at night, and that's the real key. And that's
Attorney Stephen Leahy, attaboy. And this is why I say, because I'm watching the fire in your eyes. I'm watching the intensity. This is so true. We talk about this all the time on the show. We talk about how people are sitting there and they're embarrassed and they don't want to, I'm going to bury my head in the sand. Because what are the 6 things you could do to get out of if the IRS is coming after you?
But they're embarrassed to tell me about it.
I know. Don't be embarrassed. Let's address it together. Exactly. No, I'm not a part of this, but
you are a part of it. Here you are.
Well, yeah,
but I won't tell him about it either. Yeah. I'll keep it secret from him.
Please do. It's none of my business.
And here, another thing, when people come to see me, I haven't filed in 20 years. Well, what happens if I call one of these other outfits? Well, they're not attorneys. Okay, remember now, if you haven't filed, it's a crime not to file your tax returns. You've committed a crime. Okay, now I'm not going to tell you you're going to go to jail, but we don't want. If you go to some of these other outfits who aren't attorneys, there's no attorney-client relationship. They have to tell the IRS on you. That's their job. Okay, that's their obligation. As an attorney, my obligation is you. My obligation is to protect you from them. Okay, and they can't make me tell them, and I won't tell them. And the world will make me tell them. Okay, so anyway, that's why it's important to hire a lawyer, and that's why to get out in front of this and solve the problem. Your secret is out to me, but let's keep it safe. Let's solve it.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed. Ladies and gentlemen, again, don't bury your head in the sand. Don't let this problem get worse. Call Attorney Stephen Leahy, 312-664-6649, or visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your help. They'll fight the IRS. Remember, every Friday, we do a podcast, or not a podcast, but we do a radio show, a live feed, so we can put it on YouTube so you guys can ask the questions ahead of time so we can answer them in live time. Because, again, we record Friday show or Sunday, but we can answer your question the moment it is on, or the moment we're on, we can answer your question.
That's right.
So leave a comment that we can talk about. Remember, Open Tax Resolution is there for you. 312-664-6649, or visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. Now, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to be talking about a lot of great things. So put the pen and piece of paper to good work and call Open Tax Resolution, 312-664-6649 on AM 560.
The Answer.
Sometimes I talk a lot.
Love that music still.
That was a very great segment.
I was thinking about that all week about how I should do that, because again, everybody comes to me, they say they have this secret and they're afraid that everybody's going to find out about it and that they feel like a fraud. So I thought that would be a good thing to talk about on the show.
Secret. I've got a secret.
I'm trying to remember the band.
Domo Irigato.
Mr. Roboto, Styx. The Chicago classic, Styx.
I'm not a huge Styx fan.
I like Styx because, of course, they came out when I was a kid, and they were local, so we all loved them. And but I remember the broadcaster that we were talking about earlier, who always talks about his food. He used to make fun of Styx because one of their songs, I think it's the Sailor Lads. Who in Chicago calls guys lads? It's just kind of odd. But I still like Styx. They got to be huge at one point. Remember what song did they come out with? Was that Rocky? Wasn't a Rocky song they came out with? Which one was that? Do you know? You know, Jim? Are you looking it up for me?
No, I'm reading about this Texas shooter.
What do they know about him, Jim?
That he has accomplices.
Yeah, they said they had somebody else of interest. They were holding somebody else of interest. Remember, kind of the first. I don't know if it was the first school shooting, but that Columbine wasn't it? Was that like one?
Two of them.
Yeah, there was two of them. No, that wasn't Dylan Roof.
That was.
Was it?
Dylan
Yes.
Klebold.
Oh, I thought
Roof
it
was the kid down in Florida.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And somebody else, the other kid's name. That was in Littleton, wasn't it? Colorado? No. What did it just say?
So sorry to hear about that.
I know.
And I'm right too. I'm so done with this. But getting rid of guns is not going to be the
That's
answer.
not the answer.
It's not going to be the answer. You might, you know what? It's just going to be, even if you get rid of all the guns, you take them off all the streets, nobody has guns anymore, they're going to find a way to kill people.
First, it's impossible.
The guy wants to kill.
It's impossible.
Whatever.
To get all the
Let's
guns
just
out.
talk about if they did get it off, the guy would still kill people.
Remember we talked about
if
this.
If not that, he gets in a car, drives it to
the biggest
school.
mass killing in schools happened in I think the 50s, where the guy blew up a school. Blew it up. He didn't use a gun. Blew him up, like this kid was trying to do. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, well. Again, kids are our biggest asset. We have to do whatever we can to protect them.
What are you doing?
We're going to do a Trump segment, I guess. Right, Jim? Want to do a Trump segment? What else would you like to do? What other segments do we have? We have a tech
segment. We'll talk about the Google AI.
Okay.
Do you want to, or do you want to talk about the...
Well, can we get...
You really wanted to talk about Trump.
I want to talk about the...
You know what you should do?
AI?
You know what you should do, Deborah? One of these days we'll do a new introduction for that segment. It'll be Donald Trump talking, but make him sound like a robot. So we'll incorporate tech and Trump.
Okay.
Well, unless you get the AI...
We'll call it Trek. The Trek segment.
Okay.
That's just stupid.
Everyone's listening to you guys.
I know. That's
who?
You and me.
And my grandmother.
She's the one that's on?
No.
I don't know.
To the person who's watching, thank you so much.
Thank you for being a friend.
Actually, we have a lot of people that watch this show, but not live.
Not live,
Travel
but we do.
Down the road and back again.
You are a golden girl. I'll give you that. It's scary that I know that that's from Golden Girls.
It's funny because the Onion puts up this. It's like there's no way to prevent this as a nation where this regularly happens. It's like no.
Onion is false.
They are false.
Let's say false. Okay, let's go Google AI.
So are you doing the Trump segment here?
Yeah, we're going to do a Trump segment because I wanted to. Did Google fake its big AI demo?
Actually, I saw this whole, there's another thing I'm reading about this where they talk about Donald Trump. I saw this where they said that he's calling immigrants animals. Actually, that's not true whatsoever. If you go back and watch, he's talking about MS-13 saying they're animals.
Did you hear what Nancy Pelosi said? Everybody's got a bit of God in them. Even these, all people do. So how dare the President of the United States call anybody an animal? She's goofy. Did Google fake the big AI demo, Jim? What do you think?
What's up?
They're saying that they faked it. That wasn't even their
Maybe it
AI.
was, and I don't know.
That would be scary. This tech stuff though is really getting kind of I was going to say out of hand.
I hate this too.
But it's not
gun control works in every other country on the planet.
No, it doesn't.
It
doesn't work in any other country.
I don't talk to people about it. I will just not engage in the issue anymore. And ladies and gentlemen, who's ever going to watch, that's fine. I just won't engage in the issue. I will just talk in the voting booth.
It doesn't work in any other.
You
know, and we always talk.
It's just because it's being a dead horse.
I was talking about this. I think we talked about it last week when I said, go to like some of these nations. Oh, their streets are so clean. Why can't we be like that?
Because you're in a tourist area.
Not only that, if you throw a piece of paper on the ground, they take you, they beat you, and they put you in prison. Okay, so is that what we want? we want that control of government that they beat us like whenever we step out of line. I don't think so.
Did you see the 6,500 people singing? 65,000 people sing Bohemian Rhapsody in unison.
Mamma mia, mamma mia.
It's actually really cool.
I'm sure it is.
The whole 65,000. It gives you goosebumps. In fact, if we weren't on,
didn't they do that on? They did that in concert. Whenever they went to a concert, everybody in the whole crowd would do it.
All set.
Yes, we're set. Well, let's do it. Okay, turn it off because I can't really understand what they're saying. So
I'll tag you in the video.
Okay.
You're listening to the IRS Radio Hour with attorney Stephen Leahy on AM 560, The Answer. Attorney Stephen Leahy brings his passion and expertise to your radio each and every week during the IRS Radio Hour. Tune in, take notes, and be educated. Learn your options resolving financial obstacles that face so many. And now, back to the IRS Radio Hour with your host, attorney Stephen Leahy.
We have returned. This is the IRS Radio Hour on AM 560. The Answer. I'm here with Deborah Schreiner, Jim Leahy, and the cast of thousands. Okay, we don't have a cast of thousands. This is not Bozo
Filmed
Circus.
in front of a live studio audience.
Okay, we're not filming a live studio unless Deborah's our audience. And she is. But we're going to do I'm going to get right into the segment because this is a short segment. So I want to get into it.
We're talking about Trump. Trump!
Take a look at my Twitter account.
President Trump!
Sort of amazing.
We're talking about Trump. Trump!
America first.
President Trump!
Together, we will make America great again. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Now, lots going on with Trump and this whole thing about the spying on him. And this whole Mueller thing, and where that's going, I would say I'm shocked. I'm not really shocked at what's going on. I remember when even before Trump was the official candidate of the GOP, we already had people like Nancy Pelosi and Obama and everybody else saying he will never be president of the United States. He won't be. And it seemed like now it kind of seems eerily. It seems eerie because they weren't only saying he won't. We're going to do all we can to stop him. And so now there's things coming out that says that they're doing all they can to stop. They did all they could to stop him, which was setting him up, putting him spies, trying to set him up for crimes, to take away all of his businesses and ruin his family, ruin him, ruin everything. How dare you think that you could be president of the United States without their permission? And it's kind of scary. I don't know where you come in on this, Jim. I don't know how much you know about what's
about the alleged spy and
yes,
I know.
Actually, now they're saying there might be 3 spies in the campaign.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And you get the guy like Clapper and Brennan, and of course, they're and Comey and all of these FBI people who are supposed to be. We're above we don't let our partisanship dictate what we do. We protect everything. We never would do anything wrong. And now we're finding out they did everything wrong. They used the apparatus again. Not only the IRS. Remember on this is the segment we used to have the IRS saga on and how they used the IRS against their enemies. Well, they didn't only use the IRS. They used the FBI. They used the CIA. They used the NSA. They used a host of all these foreigners. They got the Australians were involved. The British were involved. They all don't like Trump either. So we're going to let all of them tell us and manipulate us and the media and all of this into getting rid of people they don't want. And of course, that's why he won, because they don't want him.
Exactly.
That's why he
100%.
won. And so you can say whatever you want.
Could you imagine the ridicule that Hillary, if somebody would ridicule Hillary Clinton the way that they did with Donald Trump, they would
if they would have found out that there was a spy from Bush in the Obama
administration.
If they had put a spy in Obama's campaign and tried to set him up for a crime, where would that take us? Where would we be now? That would be
we have a situation with the IRS saga that lasted for how long? 17,000 days.
Unbelievable.
How long did that last?
How long
it was unbelievable. Or not 17,000. That's
long. Yes.
Yeah, but it's like 1,700 days or something like that.
It was that. Yes.
And then next thing you know, Nixon was sent for far less.
I read this article today. Oh, Trump keeps saying everything's bigger than Watergate. This is bigger than Hillary Clinton's thing's bigger than Watergate. So it doesn't mean anything. The thing is, it is all bigger than Watergate, and that's this. It's a travesty that we keep going on, and they got away with all this. And just think of this. Here's the scary part, folks. What if Hillary was elected? Where would we be? None of this would have been come to light. And where would she be if none of this came to light? How much more would she have been doing to manipulate our government and to prevent anybody else from ever taking over that they don't approve of? And that's really what it's about. And you said this, and you said this, and I said this, right? That's why he was elected, because they don't want him, not because of Trump himself. Although I did see the speech that got him started, and he wants to make America great again. How can any American argue with that?
That was heavily edited.
Whatever it was,
but come on, you had him. Awesome. Against Hillary Clinton. I mean, you could have had a dirty mop against Hillary Clinton. I would have voted for the dirty mop.
I understand, but nobody. She would have won. I think anybody else, Hillary Clinton wins. I think if it was Marco Rubio,
they couldn't handle
Cruz. Anybody else, the only person that could have beat Hillary is Donald Trump.
Thing. You know what? Like him or not, the thing is with the guy, give him credit because he's standing in there taking the punches. Ladies and gentlemen,
we didn't even talk about Korea.
Stop it! Stop! We have time running out.
Because this is big.
Open tax resolution 312-664-6649 or visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. Now, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because we have more great show lined up for you. We have the Mr. Know-It-All segment coming up talking about levies, so get your pen and piece of paper out and start taking notes here on AM 560.
The Answer.
There was a large law enforcement response to the same school in February when it was placed on lockdown after students and teachers said they heard popping sounds but found no threat.
Coincidence? Usually there aren't any coincidences.
How about this?
They might have been trying to see what the response would be to see how they should react.
What I'm saying. That's the first thing that came into my mind. I don't know any of the information, but that just seems...
So then you get a lockdown. Where do you put the bombs? You put the bombs where they're going to exit the kids so you can kill more people.
Kill them. Whoever did that, kill them.
I agree with this. But let me go back to this because I wanted to talk about Korea and how the left is maligning him because of this Korea thing. Because Kim Jong-un, a dictator, communist, sometimes is not is not honorable. Doesn't do what he says he's going to do, And then, but I think Trump's response is spot on. Okay, well, don't. We're not going to change anything. Okay, you're not coming off of this. We've pressured you to even think about it. And even if nothing else happens, we've gotten three hostages released. He's dismantled publicly a nuclear site. These are things that's actually happened that we've given nothing in return for. So even if nothing else happens, even if we go back to where we were, we're still way ahead of the game. And he's still. I get sick sometimes. Sometimes I get tired of winning, Jim.
Well, it's not necessarily
being facetious.
I know, but here's the thing with North Korea. They're saying now, we're not going to sit down and talk. Listen, you guys are behind the eight ball. You're not going to dictate how this is going to work.
You're not. I agree with that. They're not coming to the table. They're not coming to the table because they want to.
Yeah.
They're coming to the table because he forced them to. Just like Reagan did with Russia. They didn't come to the table because they wanted to. They had no choice. Just like Korea, they have no choice. Like Iran, they have no choice. We got to pressure Iran just like we had them and then we let them up. Obama administration let them up, gave them all their money. We were strangling them without cash, and then we turned around and we gave it all. We let them up. Okay, you can't let your enemy up until you've defeated them, and we have, because they're just going to come right back at you. You have to defeat your enemy. Now, defeat doesn't always mean kill him, but we need to have more control. So anyway, I would love to see. Wouldn't that be great to see North Korea as prosperous as South Korea? Because South Korea is a fairly prosperous place. Their people live fairly well. And if you compare that between South Korea and North Korea, one of my favorite things is that picture at night of the Korea. Have you ever seen that, Deborah? The picture at night of Korea. How about you, Jim? You ever seen it?
Yes.
It's pretty telling right there. So I suggest to people, Google it. If you haven't seen it, Google it. It's pretty amazing.
What is it?
The picture of Korea at night. Have you ever seen this?
Oh, the satellite.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's so telling about what's going on. Okay, so whenever you're ready, we'll do the next segment.
Welcome back to the IRS Radio Hour with attorney Stephen Leahy. Stephen has helped hundreds of Chicagoans recover from financial disaster, and he wants to help you and your family. Welcome back to the IRS Radio Hour with attorney Stephen Leahy. Stephen has helped hundreds of Chicagoans recover from financial disaster, and he wants to help you and your family. There are resolutions, and you will hear about all those resolutions during today's informative discussion on the IRS Radio Hour on AM 560 The Answer. Now, here's your host, attorney Stephen Leahy.
I am the tax man. We have returned with the tax man and Deborah Schreiner and Jim Leahy. And this is AM 560.
The Answer.
And now, here's that man with a head just crammed full of knowledge, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Know-It-All, the segment where attorney Stephen Leahy gives us his infinite wisdom on all things taxes.
That's right. Although I can't do all things every week. Little increments at a time. And this week...
What can you do this week?
I'm going to answer a question that I got this week. And it was, okay, I got a levy from the IRS. I didn't really have any money in the bank at the time. But I have a big check coming in, and I'm afraid, should I change things and get the money somewhere else and not direct it into that? Because so many things now are direct deposited, right? They come after your bank account, and then, what's next? So that's a good question. And here's my answer, okay? Because what will happen, first off, I never can tell you not to put your money in the bank account because the IRS can look at that as tax evasion, right? You know that you got to pay your taxes, and you're purposely manipulating it not to put the money in that bank account. And the IRS can say that that's fraud, and that's tax evasion, and that's a crime, and you go to jail for that. Okay, so I'll never tell you to do that. But what I will tell you is this: when you get a levy against your bank account, that levies the bank account for that whatever's in the money in that account at that day, at that time. So if they levy me today, and then next week I put some money in that bank account, that money that I put in next week is not part of the levy. Okay, that's not an ongoing levy. They only take what's in the bank account at that time, at that day. So again, in this situation, the guy didn't have any money in the bank. So what did the IRS get? Nothing. Now next week, he's got a check coming. But but don't count it. Now I've had clients who had a levy. They were having some problems with their revenue officer, and every Friday the revenue officer issue a new levy against his bank account every Friday. Okay, because a levy is only good for the day that it's issued. So they issue it on Friday. All the money in the bank account on Friday gets taken. Some money goes in there on Monday. That's not part of the levy. Now I can get that money as the business owner. I can go get that money, but then they can issue another levy. Okay, so if you get a levy and they don't get anything, well, don't stand still. Don't go open another bank account and open yourself up for criminal action, because that's no money is worth going to prison for. Okay, it's not worth it. And even if you don't,
it's better to have loved than lost.
And even if you don't go to prison, you know what it'll cost you in legal fees to stay out of prison? And what would you pay in legal fees to stay out of prison? Well, use a portion of that and stay out of the IRS trouble. Okay, if they issue a levy against your bank account and there's no money there, or even if there is money there, don't wait. Contact someone. Now, what happens with the money in your bank account? The bank has to hold that money for 21 days before they turn it over to the IRS. And that gives us 21 days to try to work some magic to get that released. And oftentimes we can. Because what are the IRS trying to? Are they really trying to take your money? Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. They want to take your money. But they're really just trying to get your attention because you haven't been following the rules. You're not in compliance. You're not paying attention. You're not trying to solve the problem. You've been ignoring them. They've been sending you letters and you've been ignoring them. And so they're going to say,
that's scary.
So now they're saying, okay, you're going to ignore me? Boom, we're taking your money.
Here you are, tough guy.
Yeah. Okay, now what are you going to do? Okay, well, I guess I'm going to, So again.
You want to dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Now you got a chance to.
That's very good, Jim. But it's true, though. Okay, so you got 21 days to do something to get the money back. And all you got to do is start cooperating with the IRS. If there's a hardship, the IRS is required to let the money go. And almost always, if you have money in the bank and you've got your rent and you've got bills to pay, that would be a hardship for them to take that money. And so we can put that argument forward. But we can't do it unless you call me. So don't wait, because you have 21 days. There's a small window of time. And again, they can issue another levy. So, and what most people do when they get a levy is they let that bank account go and they go open another one, and then they don't fix the problem. Okay, they're just going to find that bank account anyway, and then they can come after you for a criminal violation. Don't do that. Okay, don't do it. Get help. That's what I do. I help people solve this kind of problem, and levies are a big problem. And again, they're just rattling your cage, and they're telling you, hey, you got this IRS problem. It could get worse. Okay, and this is what we're going to do.
How do you want to do
so
this?
You better address this. And so that's my advice to you. Address it. Anyway, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we do broadcast on YouTube as well. So you were able to get the information that you need. It is out there, but we broadcast every Friday around like 2 or 3 o'clock, so you're able to see a live version of this so that we can answer your question. If you have a question, put it on the comment. We'll answer it. And why have this problem much longer? Don't let the IRS come after you. Don't let them take everything that you got. Have open tax resolution. work with you. 312-664-6649 and visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. Now, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because we're going to wrap this show up IRS Radio Hour style, the only way we know how to, and that's not to pronunciate our words correctly.
We're going to talk about savoir-faire.
Whoa, that's right. Here on AM 560,
The Answer.
So that is my reaction, ladies and gentlemen. I do that a lot where I can be like, oh!
Oh!
We actually, me and my buddies got that reaction. We do that
I'm
pretty
not
much
your
with
buddy.
everything. No, you're not.
Teasing,
You've just copied.
I'm just a
we
copy.
Play the NHL video game, and whenever you take a shot, you know, if it's a close shot, it's a close game, and you got money on the line, you go, oh!
We don't gamble, though, Jim.
I never said money.
You said money on the line.
Listen, I'm not talking about monetary money. I'm talking about money as in reputation.
Aha, I get it. That I gamble with every day.
My reputation, my good name is on the line against those heathens of friends of mine.
There was that great article by John Cass who wrote an article about gambling.
It was perfect. So, and I don't like his art. I usually don't
like
him.
I know you said that, but I do.
What did he talk about?
He talked about gambling because now with the Supreme Court ruling that our states are going to start and that there was a mobster that came to Chicago who was very quiet, didn't tell people, and some guy says to him, I hate that guy. I want him to die of cancer really slowly. And he says, you better that you wish that he was a gambler because that takes longer than cancer.
It's a slower death.
And it's a slower death. And because it not only hurts
it's bad.
Yeah, not only does it hurt the gambler, but it hurts their family and their friends. And so because it's a dirty, nasty disease.
I have been to a casino only once in my life, and I will never go again.
I think like everything, if you can...
You look around, no one really looks like they're having much fun.
It's true.
That's been my take on it.
I agree with that. And
I know guys who say they have fun, and they say they win a lot, but they'll never tell you how much they lost.
Well, we talked about that on the show last week.
How much they lost.
I agree with that. They don't talk about how much they lost. And
remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking to buy or sell real estate because you have a gambling debt.
Okay, I do know people who.
Stop.
I do know people who go out and they can have a time gambling and control it and just have fun.
And have a set amount.
Yes, and
when this is gone, I'm done.
And they have fun, and it's not a compulsive thing. Maybe they go once a year to Vegas or something like that.
I brought $100 with me, and next thing you know.
Oh, $100, yeah, that's...
10 minutes, it was gone. It's like, this is terrible. Who is having fun?
Again,
this is not fun for me. I'm here 10 minutes. All my friends, we're going to stay here a while. I'm going to leave. I don't like this place.
It used to be you got a lot of free drinks, but remember... They're not free. Okay, you're buying them. You think you're
not.
It's
like the movie Casino.
Yes.
Come on,
Yes. So I'm looking back to find the. I'm trying to find this golf event.
June 14th.
June 14th. Okay.
I had to look it up. The best way to look it up is
Google.
Is AM 560 golf event.
Okay, but not on AM 560's.
It is on the website.
I know, but you can never find the stuff. I tried to find like the address last night to the Bolingbrook Golf Club, and it was on the front page, but then they took it off, and then I used the search thing for a keyword, golf. It wasn't up there. No keyword. So I had to go to Google and look at it through Google. Now, I wanted to... okay, so I'm gonna...
It's like I had somebody call the other day. They go, I'm having a tough time finding, how do I get to this location from Highland Park to Lincolnshire? It's like, go on your phone. It'll tell you how to get there. How do I get to your restaurant from Highland Park? Put in your phone.
I don't think that's a good answer.
Not everyone has a phone with directions, Jim.
They all have a phone.
Who doesn't?
I don't know. Some people.
Everybody in that area.
Amish people.
Everybody who lives up in that area, they have access to those kind of phones.
But they don't always know how to use it. That's
maybe you needed to tell them. Excuse me. Go to the navigation function on your phone.
I said, do you have a smartphone? Yes. Go into Maps. It'll tell you how to get here. But I'll tell you how to get. Just go right down 22. It's very simple. But you could go on your phone and go on Maps.
It is right down 22.
What the hell's wrong with you people?
Make a left.
Okay.
Off of what?
You see that light right there on the right-hand side? No, I don't see a light. Where are you? Just tell me. That would be my dad. All right, go down. Jimmy.
Would he give you directions?
Oh, he was the worst at directions, too. He was really bad. See that? All right, take a right there. Jimmy, you take a right, Dad. No, I just missed. Wait, I told you to right! I know what I'm doing!
Oh, boy. I miss that guy.
You're listening to the IRS Radio Hour with attorney Stephen Leahy on AM 560, The Answer. Attorney Stephen Leahy brings his passion and expertise to your radio each and every week during the IRS Radio Hour. Tune in, take notes, and be educated. Learn your options resolving financial obstacles that face so many. And now, back to the IRS Radio Hour with your host, attorney Stephen Leahy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the IRS Radio Hour on AM 560.
The Answer.
We are giving you great content on The Answer. I thought everyone was going to say it again, so I'm, I'm past the point of no.
Well, because you scared me. You took me by surprise.
I did. I tried doing that.
We were discussing the event last night because it's Friday here, and it was at the cigar event. So let me tell people, whenever AM 560 The Answer has an event, go. It's a lot of fun. This one was sold out last night. Many of them do sell out, so don't wait. And when they go on vacation, go there too. The vacations are awesome. It's a good time.
I don't go to that.
I know. Well, and you didn't. That's what you see. I'm going to make sure that you go to these.
Yeah.
I did tell you about this.
I told you I was going to go to this. I actually RSVP'd. If you go on the Facebook page, I RSVP'd for it. You didn't even bring me. And now I'm going to bring it on the radio.
I will bring you. I promise.
Your wife told me. I was upset.
I remember I told you I had already invited someone, but I said I could probably get another ticket. Even though it was sold out, I know people here. I'm part of the family.
Well, I have an event. Can I tell you about an event
Yes.
I want you to go to?
Oh, yes. Tell me about the event.
You want to meet Blackhawks legend Dennis Savard?
I do want
at
to meet
Half Day Brewing Company?
I do want to meet him there.
200 Village Green in Lincolnshire?
Yes.
Well, then come on Thursday, May 24th, 7 p.m. to 8:30. Great opportunity to meet Dennis Savard. There is a VIP package as well. 25 tickets are available. That's the limit, and there are still tickets available. It is $99, but you get autographed ticket, first-in-line privileges, Hall of Fame 2000 inscription, photo op, and you get a VIP area for you and a guest. It includes complimentary appetizers and a drink ticket starting at 6:30 p.m. All for $100. You get the Hall of Fame inscription. Excuse me. Sign me up.
Okay. Can I get 2 drinks?
I can get you 2.
I have family there, too.
I can get you 2 drinks.
Okay, good.
So remember, Half Day Brewing Company this Thursday, May 24th, Dennis Savard, signing autographs. Come on in, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be a great time.
Okay, so, and I'm going to go. I am going to go.
I'm excited for you.
And you're not going to you're not going to stand me up because you think I stood you up last night. I'm
going to be working it.
Oh, good. Okay, so you're going to be there. Yeah. I will be there too. And again, I promise you the next event, except for I'm telling you right now, what's the next golf event, Deborah?
June 14th.
June 14th is the event at Bolingbrook Golf Club for AM 560 The Answer. And I'm going to be there. And I don't know if Jim's going to be there. I'm inviting him, but I am inviting him now. He can go if he likes.
I'm going to be there.
And so we're going to go. So you should go too. And remember, I just got done telling you. Any event for AM 560 The Answer. You should.
I can't wait for Joe Walsh's event.
Oh, Joe Walsh's picnic is coming. I'm going to have my hot dog stand out there.
A lot of old style.
They're going to have a lot of old style. He doesn't have old style, but I bring my own old style. It's a lot of fun. I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun.
That's the Leahy thing. Be like, we're coming to a party. We all can set up our own area. What's going on right here?
Because I knew you wouldn't have what I like. I like things.
See this corner right here?
I have like this good hot dogs. He has a lot of hot dogs too, but they're not going to be my hot dogs. Okay, I'm going to have the best Chicago hot dog you ever had.
Joe Walsh, what a great guy.
Mention on the radio, and I'll give you one. Actually, you don't even
listen to the Joe Walsh show. I know y'all do. I know everybody here listens to the Joe Walsh show.
I know I do.
What a great guy.
I do too.
Well, what a
so
great
come have fun with us at the Joe Walsh event and at the golf event and any other event.
And
at the
also
Fair.
For Dennis Savard.
Right.
Come on in.
That's
Not
right.
only you get an autograph from Dennis Savard, but I'll give you one. I don't know how much. $99. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into the IRS Radio Hour. Remember, if you're looking to buy or sell real estate in Northeastern Illinois, give me a call, Jim Leahy, 847-271-3695. If you have an IRS problem, call Open Tax Resolution, 312-664-6649, and visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, same bat time, same bat channel on that one station we know and love, and you know it, and I'm just trying to buy some time. AM 560, the answer.
Very good, Jim. You crack me up, kid. The kid cracks me up.
Hall of Fame 2000 inscription. That's big.
Well, you know,
you know all about that.
I go to these autograph shows, and they charge extra for that.
Yeah, that's why the VIP package show. You want to do the VIP package?
Do I have to buy something to have them sign?
I don't. If you have any questions,
are you going to thank everyone for tuning in?
Oh,
that
thanks.
I am.
That's what.
If you have any questions regarding the event, call 847-821-6933. That's Half Day Brewing Company, 200 Village Green, Lincolnshire, Illinois, and they'll have more information about the event.
Hey, Deborah, remember how we closed the last podcast? Maybe we could do that one for this one too. Not right now. We have time. We could talk to our listeners, viewers.
That's right. We can, because we are doing a live show. We want to thank you guys so much. Remember, we enjoy doing this as much as you guys like listening to it.
There we go.
We missed our anniversary.
Oh, I keep forgetting that.
I know.
Thanks for doing it.
You've been doing it for 4 years. You've been doing it 4 years. I've been doing it 3 years.
Yes. Whoop, whoop would be like, ooh, so bad. Put your pinky finger to the moon. See, I know. Oh, this is the karaoke version, so I could.
24 karat magic in the air.
That's why we have Deborah, because she's the only one that can sing here.
Footballs everywhere.
What'd you say?
Trubisky throwing football. Because I always do the karaoke's. I always put Bears lyrics in. I think it's the funniest thing in the world. But as you know, that's the only way I do karaoke. I have a couple of. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully I will see you this Thursday, May 24th. See Dennis Savard get an autograph. Half Day Brewing Company. If not, remember, Open Tax Resolution is there for you. 312-664-6649 to visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, same bad time, same bad channel on that one station we know and love. AM 560, The Answer.